Australia is the fourth largest holder of pension fund assets in the world. Australian super funds have over $3.5 trillion, much of it invested in North America and Europe, which does not provide any economic growth or employment for our citizens. So just as John Curtin in World War II brought back our troops back to Australia to defend this country in a time of war, the United Australia Party wants to bring back Australian super to defend Australia in its time of economic crisis. Under any United Australia Party government, at least $1 trillion of Australian super invested offshore in shares in North America and Europe will be required to be returned to this country for investment in our country and our people. And we know through experience that less or just over 50% of Australians ever receive their super because they die in the meantime. We want to give them a real benefit now so that they can see the economic growth in this country, they can create jobs, and we can project ahead a real and positive future. I've got to see how much longer I've got. $1 trillion of growth injected our economy is much more beneficial for the Australian people than the $250 that the Liberal Party offered us in cost of living increases. Right? It's projected in 2041, Australia will have $9.5 trillion in super. And when that super is paid, the person contributing it gets it all tax-free. The government's giving them that concession. So it's a fair go that that money comes back in this country, that it's invested here for our economic growth. Because if we go back to the time of the beginning of the last century, the common denominator for our economic growth has been that Australia is devoid of capital, that we need more capital, and we become dependent on other countries. The facts are today we have the capital. It's just not deployed the right way. It's just that our government doesn't know what to do with it. And we've seen the incompetence during the pandemic of economic management in this country. So we need to get experienced people behind it to do the best with what we've got. Why should the Indonesians have an export licence for nickel to protect their industry? And of course it's been accepted in the market. When Australians see tariffs put on their wine, see them run down by other hostile countries around us, well, are we that weak that we can't stand up and protect ourselves?